A group of 7 leaders are gathering in Alberta, Canada today, where much of the focus will be on trade. Megan Casella joins us right now with more. She is there in Alberta. And what have you heard so far, Megan?
Hey, Becky. So good morning, guys. From beautiful Banff, Alberta, I am standing about 20 miles from where the group of 7 leaders will be gathering today and this week in Kananaskis, Canada. President Trump got in here late last night into Calgary before flying over to Kananaskis to meet and really kick off this 2-day summit, not only with the other G7 leaders, but also with other invited officials, the European Union officials and leadership, as well as leaders of Mexico and Ukraine, others not yet confirmed so far. And take a look at this year's G7. A couple of things. One is that 5 of these 7 leaders are fairly new to their positions. It's only Italy's Meloni and France's Macron that are sort of the veterans here, although for President Trump, it is sort of course, a return to this group. And the other thing to note here is that all of the other 6 leaders have been to the White House, have been to Washington so far this year to meet with President Trump. So no new meetings for the president this week, at least not that we know of yet. But still a fairly dramatic range of issues to be discussed. Trade, of course, being at the top of that list. As you mentioned, the president spoke with reporters on his way here yesterday and did say that he expects, quote, a few new deals this week. We know he has bilaterals set, for example, with Canada and Mexico. So we'll have to see. Those deals have proven elusive so far, but it's one major deliverable we could see so far this week. Then, of course, there's the backdrop of everything going on in Israel and Iran. And the White House has told us other issues like critical minerals, AI, and energy security are going to be top of mind for them as well. But one thing, guys, that I have confirmed, talking with a Canadian official last night, and this is different for this year, there will be no joint communique coming out of this G7. And that is something different. That tends to be one of the only few concrete things that comes out of a G7 summit. It's the leaders coming together sort of in a show of unity to sign on to a set of shared goals. Canada, as the host country, because of how much disunity and how much fracturing this is this year, they're trying to avoid some disagreements, and they're not pushing for a joint statement of any kind. We might see individual leader statements, we might see some on specific issues, but no joint statement. And again, that underscores sort of the fracturing here. And I want to leave you guys with this. If we can pull up this photo from 2018, this is the last time Canada was the host country of the G7. And this became kind of an iconic photo of that summit, with most of the leaders on one side of a table, President Trump on the other side with his arms crossed kind of defiantly. And it became this symbol of that summit when there was a joint statement. After the president left, he withdrew the U.S. from the statement once he was on Air Force One amid a disagreement with then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. So with Canada back as the host country, with President Trump back in the White House and returning to the summit this year, there's a lot of speculation here, guys, from everyone I've spoken with as to whether we might see some sort of similar dynamic this time around. Guys?
Well, I guess by getting rid of that joint communique, you take some of the drama out of it in advance. We'd kind of been hearing that that was going to be the deal, that there are just too many issues where they have too many different opinions to be able to get everybody on the same page.
I mean, seeing John Bolton there shows you how long ago and how different everything is at this point.
Absolutely. That's right. And yet, Joe, I will say the similarities, the biggest one I'm only going to highlight is just the trade issues that we're back into that, with all these side deals wanting to be struck and the tariffs that are back on stage. Everyone's hoping to clinch their side deal, but none of these leaders wants to go home having looked like they've capitulated to the U.S. in any way at the same time. So they sort of want to stand strong while trying to get a deal. And remember, we're just about 3 weeks from the tariff deadline potentially kicking back into effect. So that's sort of the backdrop to all of these side discussions.